everyone, today is the part 2. So this is a part of the investigate disappointment installation purpose. So we are not talking about lamp. Today we are talking about this. The carbon arc lamp just worked fine in the short video on the testing one. I haven't made part 2. So now it's a part 2. So let's run the lamp. So the lamp just needs the arc to strike across. And now it's the carbon rod is all shortened. Ooh! See, I tell you the carbon rod is really active. Okay, so now the carbon rod is active thing. So if you see the lamp to run. Okay, not that fast because the carbon rod is wear out. So we do not replace that, but we need the arc, so you can see. Okay. The arc is good. See, but they are wear out so easily. See, it's generating white light now, so it is okay. So it's now generating white light. So, but we just need the gap to be wider. Okay. I don't know if it's touching or not. Oh yeah. The lamp still run. See, it still run, but the arc must be controlled. Have a control. That's why Nikola Tesla invented what we call arcing motor. The motor is when the arc is like short, like the carbon is shortened, the motor will push the carbon rod so it will continue light for 200 hours. That's why these things are tough. But they are still usable. They need a slightly control because the carbon can be very short. Now it's shortened. That's why I extend the copper so. There we go. Whoa! There we go, the lamp light. So now we can end this video. Woo! Yeah! See, I tell you guys, sometimes if you will not give up, the result will be much better. I tell you So okay, turn off because the ballast is very hot now. Alright, so now this is the carbon arc lamp. How they work. So now we are finished all the videos. So now we can make some video, and the reflector also getting hot, so this is true. The carbon arc lamp will be generating a lot of heat, so the reflector also very hot, and these two carbon rod also will be very hot. Yeah, they're already white color, so means that it's very hot. Sometimes this piece of freaking wire also want to stabilize, causing a lot of disappointment also. But I cannot use my hand to touch because now the whole thing is very hot, so it should have the problem. how about we just put the light in the reflector? But doesn't make sense. It's causing issue. Right, you just have to gap. Okay, the lamp just arc. So the lamp just finished operation. So now we need to readjust the carbon rod. But now it's very hot, so we cannot adjust. There you go. We have ourselves a carbon arc lamp. There you go. This is how a carbon arc lamp look like. See? So for this lamp they have a gap. So few centimeter of the gap. So it's now the gap is it like this? Yeah, might be because they just finished arcing. There you go. There we go. See? Because just now the gap is open widely, so because they are finished arc. See? This is a homemade late 1800 carbon arc lamp. It's too hot. Don't touch it. It's too hot. Now they burn my hand, result and stop become red because these things are very hot. The operation temperature is around 1000 degrees. So I tell you guys, this piece of garbage can heat up as hot as your ass. These things very hot, even though they're small. Look like. Actually, I want to let the ballast cool down because now the winding start to loosen it. Anyway, later we fix that. Alright, so now we have the homemade carbon arc lamp. Go! Always forget this piece of garbage, they're hot. So don't even burn ourselves. That's why the people invented this thing called pliers to handling hot stuff. That's why the problem, I don't want to use the hand. Okay, it's cool down because I turn on the air conditioner. This thing will cool down as fast as we have air conditioner lah. If not, then we still continue heating. Because air conditioner is used to absorb all the heat. Put it more tight, that means more gap. Okay, there we go. Carbon arc lamp. Finally, you get back. This is 100 watt only because I use 100 watt ballast to run this thing on full power and it's very bright. At the time, I used the old carbon rod. They are much brighter. They are glowing, but they can last only like a few seconds, like 3 or 5 seconds, because the carbon rod is burning away very fast. So that's why I need a control circuit. It's a motor that push this thing together. So maybe I think I need to make a motor. So they sit over here. They move the 2 carbon rod. Maybe it's harder because they need a control circuit. When the carbon is short, they need something to push it back. So they will continue lighting up. So this will have the problem. So I already have wasting 6 hours from making this lamp to work back again. So we cannot do anything about it. Yeah, this is a carbon arc lamp instead. Maybe this is a piece of wood. It's quite dirty. Alright, so I have another link. I have another solution. Because I have another carbon rod, so I want to make another carbon arc lamp. So maybe it's just very small version. But of course, we have carbon rods. See here. Now let's do some tests. So to see, this carbon rod will be worth it. So now I shut off the power. Don't think I get shocked every time. I hate. There you go. This carbon arc lamp is a historical collection item because I push it. Alright, so now we got a big carbon and versus small carbon to see who is the freaking winner. So because we can still have few minutes left to end this video. Right. Oh. Last break off. I see the starter still light up. What is that? I think something has break the connection. Yeah, might be the neutral line. Okay, ballast work. So the problem is the... Ooh! Fucking piece of crap! My wire exploded. Woo! Wow, it's not arcing on my table. Holy shit. Ooh. Okay, remove that. They're so dangerous. Alright, let's start it up. Alright, carbon outlet works by two carbon rods facing each other with high voltage. Must be have a ballast, or else short circuit will be cause explosion. See? Now we have the firecrackers. Alright, so that's enough because it's burning, making my room smelly. Alright, so this is how a carbon outlet works. So remember, no! Don't touch hot stuff, bitch. I swear to God. Alright, so I always get burned with carbon rod, so remember, don't touch hot stuff. Very dangerous. Although, is this carbon rod the hottest one? Yeah, this also still hot. It's hard to cool down because I experimented just now. This also hot. So carbon will be very hot. So remember, don't touch carbon rod when it's hot. It's hard to cool down. So anyway, thank you guys for watching.